And we are live, everyone. It is Roshanda Pratt, visibility and communication strategist. This is day 15, 25 days of live visibility. This is day 15, and I'm excited about day 15 because today I'm pulling back the curtain and we're talking about live streaming, what I'm doing right now if you're watching me live or watching me in the replay. I'm streaming across 3 platforms right now, and that is to my personal Facebook, LinkedIn, and also to Visibility is Powered TV. As you're coming in, say, hey girl, hey to me. Let me know where you're tuning in from so I can shout you out. I am super pumped today. I think it's because I got a little extra sleep and I'm very grateful. So let's go ahead and get started. Listen, for the past 15 days. I'm like, do the math, Roshanda. For the past 15 days, I have been going live 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, including the weekends, talking to you about your visibility. Week 1, we laid the foundation. Last week, we talked about some strategic things, and we're going up even higher. So I would encourage you to invite your friends, invite your business bestie, invite another leader you know who needs to increase their visibility as they go into 2026. So I will be reading the comments and all the things, but let's go ahead and get started so I can be a good steward of your time. So I'm pulling back the curtain. And as I told you, for the past 15 days, I have been showing up every single day going live. Same time, same energy, teaching frameworks, answering questions, building this live Miss community. And one of the things I get questions about all the time is, Roshanda, how do you prep for these live videos? How do you show up every day without rambling? How do you keep it structured but still conversational? Do you even script? Do you wing it? I mean, what's the process? So today, I'm showing you the process. This is how I prep for a live video. This is not just theory. This is the process that I use. The templates, the structure, the prep list. So why am I showing you this? Because if you want to build visibility through video, whether it's LinkedIn Lives, YouTube, or even recorded content, you need a system. Winging it works once or twice. But if you want to show up consistently with quality without burning out, you need a process. And so today I'm sharing mine. And the reason why I'm sharing my process as it specifically pertains to live video is because live video, good morning, Sonia, live video is really how I built this brand, The Ro Show Live. About 2014, 2015, Periscope came on the scene, which was the first app that gave us the capabilities of live streaming through our phone. And immediately I knew that was going to be a game changer. Immediately I knew that this was going to change how we communicate and how we engage. And I saw it as an opportunity to put myself out there. Now, you may be familiar with this part of the story. I wanted to put myself out there, but I didn't like my voice and I didn't like how I looked on camera, which can be very awkward, right? Talking about putting yourself out there. So I built my confidence and my visibility muscle in real time by learning how to live stream, really taking what I've learned 20 years behind the scenes as a television news producer and bringing it into the space. As a result of doing that, afraid, scared, not having all of the answers. There were no content creators back then. There were no visibility strategists back then. There were no social media managers. We all were just learning in real time. And from doing that, what happened was I was able to quit my television news job within 6 months, doubled my television news salary. I was able to become a speaker, an international speaker, an Amazon bestseller, been on the Tamron Hall show, CBS The Talk, and the list goes on and on and on. LinkedIn learning instructor. Why? Because of this right here. And so I'm always going to be the one telling you, go for live video. I'm always going to be the one. Every single time. Damian Burris is here and he says, now the video queen. Okay, if you say so, sir. Always. because there's something beautiful about pictures and words together. There's something powerful about that. So I'm going to share this. I'm also looking on my phone at the comments because for some reason they're not popping up on my side. So if you see me going down, looking down and all the things, that's what's going on there. All right, so let's get into this. All right. So let's talk about the problem with winging it. Many of the clients that I've worked with over the years always say, well, Roshanda, I just wing it. I just sit down here, I hit the go live button, and I just wing it. And there's a couple of things with just winging it. And so I'm going to give you 3 scenarios, and I want you to see where you are. And if you're bold enough, put that in the comment section. If not, no pressure. But I would love to see where you fit in this. So scenario 1 is the rambler. They hit the go live button with a vague idea of what they want to talk about. No structure, no outline, no endpoint. They talk for about 45 minutes and say nothing. And the reason why this doesn't work is your audience doesn't have 45 minutes, and especially if you're not clear about what you're saying. Scenario 2 is the overscripter. They write every single word out, sentence by sentence. Then they go live just reading. It feels very stiff, robotic. It's like they're delivering a presentation, not having a conversation. And the reason why this doesn't work is because people can tell when you're reading, it kills the connection, which is the beauty of what you get here in live streaming. Scenario 3 is the perfectionist. I was there. They want to prep so perfectly that they never go live. They always say, I'm not ready yet. I need to refine this. I need more examples. I need better slides. And the reason why this doesn't work is perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. Let me say that again. Perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. You never launch. And the beauty about this is that what you have to do, and I've learned to do, is to embrace progress over perfection every single time. Every live video, you are getting better and better and better. So here's the truth. You don't need to wing it. You don't need to script every word. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a structure, a repeatable process that gives you clarity without killing your energy. Is this helping you already? And that's what I'm teaching today. So if you're just tuning in, this is day 15 of 25 days of visibility. I'm Roshanda Pratt, visibility and communication strategist, empowering you as a leader to be seen, heard, and paid. And so today I'm sharing with you my live video process because I believe that long form video, live video is a great way to build your authority and your credibility so you can be seen, heard, and paid. So let's get into the process. One of the things that I like to do with you all is give you 3 steps, 5 steps, or a framework, because I think when you have steps and you have a process, it makes it easier to do, right? And so we're going to go through 5 steps. I'm going to share them with you, and then we're going to dive deeper into what they mean. So step number 1, define the one thing. Step number 2, build the structure. Step 3, write the script, but it's not what you think, okay? Step 4, prep the visuals and materials. Step 5, run the pre-show checklist. Now, you may be saying, my gosh, I got to do all these things before I go live. Yes, because what I teach my clients is we're creating an experience for people. We're creating, if people are giving you your time, don't waste it. If people are sitting here and you want them to watch a 20-minute live, 30-minute live, don't waste their time. That means there's some prep work. There's some things that you need to do at the beginning to make it a good experience for them that they will do what? Come back. Don't we want people to return? Think about when you go to a store. If you're not greeted, if you don't have a good experience, you're probably not going to go back. And it's the same way with this. So we want people to have a good experience. So step 1, define the one thing. Before I write anything, I'm asking myself, what's the one thing I want them to walk away with? Too often I see people coming here and doing live video, and it's multiple things, and there's not a clear process of the one big thing that you want people to walk away from. Now, you could share 3 bullet points or 5 steps like I'm sharing with you today, but there's a very clear distinction of the one thing that I want you to walk away from. And that one thing is do the live video, right? One. So, for example, on day 8, I talked about your soundbite strategy. The one thing, clarity plus contrast plus conviction equals memorable soundbites. Day 10, I talked about beyond broadcasting. The one thing on that day was the daily 10 strategy, engaging with 10 people before you post. And then on Friday, day 12, I talked about storytelling without the cringe. The one thing, make the lesson the hero, not you. See, one clear takeaway. If you don't know what that one thing is, neither does your audience. Clarity for you equals clarity for them. So how do I do this? Sometimes I'll open a Google Doc or I use the notes on my phone. I can't begin to tell you how much notes are on my phone. And then I start with the end in mind, right? I don't start with, I'm going to open this, I'm going to share this story. I'm thinking in my mind, okay, what's the one thing that I want them to remember? This is what I did as a television news producer for 20 years. There's a big story about the penny tax. Obviously, I can't tell it all about the penny tax, but what's the one thing that I want them to take away? And that one thing then becomes my North Star for the entire episode or for the entire live stream. Every framework, every example, every story, it all serves the one thing. Step 2, build structure. Once I know that one thing, I start to build structure. So I start to think about my opening, right? When I welcomed you. Now, back in the day, we used to start with introducing ourselves. I did a little bit of that today because I knew I was streaming to my Facebook peeps, right? But you want to start with a hook. What's the problem or question? So if I was redoing this live video, starting, just hit the go live button. This is the first thing that's going to come out my mouth. If you ever asked yourself, wait a minute, why am I having I'm stumbling. Okay, I'll do this in real time. Let me start all over. Here we go. If you ever asked yourself, how do I do a live video with success and less cringe? This is the video for you. See that? If you ever wondered what's my process on doing a live video, I'm going to share with you all of my behind the scenes secrets as a producer of 20 years. See, that's the hook. You're presenting the problem, or you're giving them a question. Why does this matter? And the reason why we're doing that when we're doing video, whether you're doing live video or pre-recorded video, is because people have competing affections. They have things that are competing for their time. And so you have to tell them why this matters for them today. Thanks so much for the hearts, guys. And while you're telling them, sorry, my allergies, South Carolina. While you're telling them why this matters, you're also sharing with them what they're going to learn today. Right from the top, right from the beginning. If you can't answer that, don't do the video. I just got something I want to say. Yeah, but it's bigger than what you want to say. It has to impact people. And then we get into the problem. What are people doing wrong? Why is it not working? Examples of the problem, right? So people can start to identify themselves, see themselves. Hey, Elaine, good to see you. Then you get into the teaching, and you're going to teach the one thing. But you're going to teach that one thing and break it down into 3 to 5 parts. And you're going to this is where you're going to tell your story. And this is where you're going to give examples and illustrations. See, this is why when you tell me, Roshanda, I can't talk for 10 minutes on a live video. Lies you tell. Lies. because I'm giving you what you need to do and how to do it. And then you're going to tell them what they should do with the information that you're giving them. You're going to give them clear, actionable next steps. Join your Facebook community for more, get on your newsletter, etc. And then you're going to do a recap and then remind them of that one thing and have a strong close. That, friends, is about 15 to 30 minutes. Now, mind you, Janiqua, good to see you. I'm not even talking about the engagement with the comments. I'm not talking about if someone asks a question and you want to answer that. See, this is why you're lying to yourself when you say, I can't do a 10-minute video, because I just gave you the tools on what to do. I just showed you how to do it. Now, the reason why this structure works is because you can plug in any topic and it works. It's time bound. That means you know exactly how long each section is, right? It's very clear. There's a beginning, middle, and end, and it keeps you on track. This is for those of you who are just like, I have a tendency to ramble. If you follow that process, you can't ramble because now you have a roadmap. You have guardrails because we're starting from the very beginning of what is it, the one thing that I want them to walk away from that holds you accountable to deliver on the one thing. If this is helpful, I want you to let me know right now in the comments if this is helpful, because this is the same structure I use and I've been using to go live for the past 15 days. This is it. Step 3, now you're going to write the script. Now, this is where most people get confused because my process is very different. I do write a script, but I don't write it word for word. Right? A word for word script is, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Live Miss Day 8. Today, we're going to talk about sound bites. A sound bite is a short, memorable statement that people quote. The best sound bites have 3 elements: clarity, contrast, and conviction. Let me break them down. See? That's written to be read. And if I read that word for word, you start to sound stiff, robotic, and not conversational. 20 years in television. In television, we broadcast, which means we talk at you. In this context of live streaming, we have a conversation with you, Elaine. We have a conversation with you, Dre. Mary says, this is very helpful. Cheryl Sally's watching on Facebook. She says, this is very helpful. I've just been procrastinating for years. Thank you for all you do. You're so welcome. And this is the thing that I want people to understand. When you understand live video and understand how to do this, you can finally create the short form video. You can create the YouTube video. You ready for this? You can do a podcast interview or even host your own podcast, and you can do a TV interview because you understand the structure and the process. You're learning how to be conversational and not robotic and stiff, and I have to have my notes. So instead, I do a bullet, right? I'll put my hook. Remember, we talked about that before. Here's one. Everybody wants to be quotable, but most people aren't. Here's why. Then I present the problem. Most people say forgettable things. Today, I'm going to give you the soundbite formula, which is clarity, contrast, and conviction. And then I'm going to go into the problem. I'm going to set the problem is one problem with trying to create your soundbite. If I was teaching this, is it's generic. Your leadership is important. It doesn't need to be generic. The other thing with a soundbite, it's vague. You need to be authentic. 3, it's too wordy. You're rambling. There's no punch in your soundbite. And the reason why these don't stick is because there's no clarity, no contrast, no conviction. You see how this is just going right back? Andre, good to see you. He says, I like that broadcasting. I know you're picking up something there, brother. I know you're picking up something. And then I get into my framework, which I talk about clarity and what that means. And then I go into contrast and conviction. I'm sharing my thought leadership. See the difference? It's not written full sentences. I'm just writing talking points. Hook, key ideas, examples. In fact, I don't have it now because I'm redoing my office, but I use colored index cards. And my rule that's been since the beginning of doing live stream is if it can't fit on the card, I'm not saying it. That's why I had to learn how to bullet points. Some things I may script out because I want to make sure I land that, but it's bullet points. Then when I go live, I talk through those bullet points naturally. It's structured, but it's conversational. And that's the sweet spot. The reason why this works, it helps me to stay on track. Bullet points keep me structured. I sound natural, like I'm talking to you and not reading, right? I can be flexible. So if someone comments, I can respond without losing my place. Where was I? And it also saves time. Bullet scripting is faster than word for word scripting. That is the secret. Bullet script, not word for word. So how do I do this? I take my structure and I flesh out each section with bullets. I write the hook, the key points, the examples, and the transitions, plus my clear call to action. What do I want people to do next? Again, bullet points, not sentences. Now, step 4 in our process. Prep the visuals and materials. Once you have your bullet script, I then prep my visuals and materials that I need. Okay. So if I'm talking about frameworks, okay, do I need to show it on the screen? If I want to give examples, is there a post? Is there a graphic? Is there someone's profile that I want to highlight? Am I going to use slides and graphics, which I rarely do? Sometimes I do to make a point, but I rarely do. But most of the time, I don't use slides because slides can become a crutch. And my thing is I want to connect with you. I don't want a barrier between us, right? And so I want to talk to you and not at a slide deck. But if I'm teaching something visual, sometimes I can create a very simple graphic, okay? How can you do this? How can you create a very simple graphic? Canva, y'all. There's a free and a paid version. So you create it in Canva, save it as a PNG, right? And then I'm using a third-party app called StreamYard, which is what you see me, where I can pop in and I can share things on my screen in real time, right? Like pulling up this as you see right here, where it has my name and my title. I can do that in real time. If I wanted to pull up a graphic, I'm just going to do this with you guys so you all can just see. It may not be on. Yeah, I can't do it in this one because I don't have it. But yeah, if I wanted to do this, right? That's a overlay that I have where we're branding the 25 days of visibility. See? And then I just remove it. Very simple. So these things can be created in Canva. You don't have to overthink it. Nathalie Gregg, good to see you watching from LinkedIn, says Roshanda Pratt is spilling the tea on how to be successful on live video. No more excuses. You're right, friend. No more excuses. I'm giving you the goods right here and right now. I love it. Marcette says, you are the slide. Come on. I went to an event and told them that one time. I love hearing you. You are very relational. Thank you so much. I tell people that all the time. Oh, do you have slides? No, I am the slide. I am the presentation, right? And that's so key. Let me just hone in on that for a little bit, because sometimes we think we need music, we need production, we need all of this razzle dazzle. And the thing is, no, we just need you on screen. And we do all of those things to overcompensate. I've even been guilty of that when I'm just like, you know what? I'm enough. Me in this black turtleneck and these yellow frames. I am enough. Someone affirm themselves and put that in the comment section. I am enough. Visuals are optional. Content is required. Visuals are optional, but content is required. What's coming out of your mouth is more important than the Canva slides. Step 5, we're going to run the pre-show checklist. So before I go live, I run my pre-show checklist. So I test the audio, I test the video. It makes no sense for me to do a live stream and people can't hear me clearly, or my lighting is good, not well, or I have a bad camera angle. I check my black background. Is it clean and professional? You guys know this has been my background for years, right? I pull up the materials. I make sure I have my talking points ready. If I have visuals, I make sure I have water standing by, right? If you want, you can set a timer. This is actually one of my favorite timers. It is in my Amazon store, and I love it because it's like a cube, and you can set it for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So if you're saying, okay, I need to go live for 10 minutes because Roshanda says I can do this for 10 minutes, then you just set your timer for 10 minutes. The reason why I bought a timer and I don't use my phone is because when you use your phone to time, you know what's happening? Other notifications, other things are coming up. And so it can be a distraction. I'm on assignment. And then I mentally prep. Yeah, I get my energy up. Before I came on here, I was worshiping to Fred Hammond. So I have music playing sometimes, or I'm practicing getting my mouth ready to speak to you, or I'm getting all of the energy out. This checklist takes 5 minutes, but it really prevents about 95% of technical issues. Is getting you ready to present. And so why does this matter? Because going live is vulnerable. You're on camera, you're teaching, and people are watching. And so having this checklist since the very beginning reminds me that I am prepped, I know what I'm teaching, and I'm ready to go. And that confidence shows up on camera. So we're getting ready to do a recap. If you have any questions, post those, and then I will answer those as we begin to close. Dre says, guys, share to your page. We aren't the only ones that need this. Thank you, Dre. Yes, share, share, share. I am enough. You are runway ready, Roshanda. I love the simple impact outfit. Thank you very much, friend. I appreciate it. So here's the recap. Full video prep process. Step number 1, define the one thing. What do you want them to walk away with? Step 2, build the structure, opening, problem, framework, assignment, close. Step 3, write the bullet script, bullet points, not word for word sentences. Step 4, prep your visuals and your materials, only if you need them. Otherwise, keep it simple. Step 5, run the pre-show checklist. Test your tech, pull up all your materials, and get mentally prepped. Total prep time, maybe 25 to 50 minutes, depending. But as you grow your visibility muscle, it's going to be less and less. That is it, friends. That's it. Listen, as we get ready to go into 2026, I want to work with about 5 to 7 leaders in increasing their visibility. Now, one of the prerequisites is you already have to be creating content. You already have to be comfortable in front of the camera. If you're not comfortable in front of the camera, in the description of this video, I have my camera confidence course. You can go ahead and grab that. But I want to work with you for 90 days in building your credibility and authority online through video. This is a one-on-one, this is a group coaching with me. It includes a content vault with all of my best tips, much of what I shared with you today. But we're going deeper. There's accountability, there's support, and you're going to have me coaching you. If you want to know more about that, you can go to my website, RoshandaPratt.com. RoshandaPratt.com. And again, that's in the description of this video. The things that I share with my clients and the things that I've even shared with you this morning are what I've learned 20 years working in television news and now owning my own business. It has been a game changer, and there's still more to come. And so I would love an opportunity to work with you. Now, as always, when we are talking about this, I want you to put it into action. Use the 5-step process to find the one thing you want to teach them, build the structure, bullet point your script, prep your visuals only if needed, and then run your pre-show check. Then go live. Don't wait until it's perfect. Prep it, practice it once, then go do it. And when you do it, post in the comments. I did my first live video about, let me know what the topic is. Or I'm going live this week on blank. Make it public. Make yourself accountable. All right, so I am going to just check it. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. I'm just checking to see if we have any questions before I move forward. Was this helpful? Well, if this was helpful, give me a thumbs up and let me know. So here's the thing I want you to remember. You don't have to wing it. You don't need to script every word. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a system, a visibility system, a repeatable process that gives you clarity, structure, and confidence. So again, you can get this done. This is how I show up with clarity, energy, and structure. And now you can go do the same. So go prep your first live video, use this process, then go do it. I am cheering you on. Remember, we are back here tomorrow. I will not be streaming on Facebook. This was a little gift for y'all, but I want you to come over to my YouTube channel, Visibility is Power TV, or connect with me on LinkedIn at Roshanda E. Pratt, because that's where I'm going live every day for the next 10 days at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I would love to see you there. Remember, your visibility is power. You deserve to be seen, heard, and paid. This is 25 days of visibility. We're prepping you to get visible even before we go into the new year. I'll see you guys real soon. See you tomorrow.